Hey everyone, you are fighting for crumbs in the most expensive, most crowded room in the world. If you are only targeting US and Canada for your company to get new clients, you aren't just competing on price, you are competing for attention that simply doesn't exist anymore. In the US and most part of Canada, your prospects have a thousand things on their plates. They are overwhelmed. That's why your sales cycle is like 6 months long. They are not saying no, they are saying not now, and that not now is where revenue goes to die. In the last episodes, we installed a revenue engine for a $1 million plus partner, and today I'm showing you where we steered that engine: the UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. The results amazing. We didn't just find more leads, we found a shortcut to the yes. Let's talk about the maths and the mathematics and the financial perspective of sales and marketing. In the US market, our cost per call was around $250, $300. And actually, this is good if you are selling a high ticket software product. And that's the entry fee for a crowded room, because if you are selling software or services to other companies in the US and Canadian market, you are competing not only with other software and services companies, you are also competing with information product people like info guys. You're also competing with e-commerce guys. So we see this trend in across the different verticals, either B2B software, B2B services, info products, e-commerce. The cost per acquisition increasing regularly, especially in the US markets. It's increasing faster than in other markets because everyone is targeting there. So what we have done with our B2B software clients, we took that exact same offer, the same high friction funnel we built in the last episodes, and we turned it toward the UK and Ireland. And the result was crazy. The cost per call dropped to $100. We cut the acquisition cost by 60% overnight, but it wasn't just cheaper, it was also faster. In the US, sales cycles are around like 5 to 6 months if you are selling high ticket B2B software products or B2B services. And I really couldn't find a way to make it shorter in the US and Canadian market, to be honest. But in the UK and Ireland, we are closing deals in 2 to 3 weeks. I think this is very important. In one market, you are selling the same product, you see like 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6 months sales cycles, and you take that product, take it to another market, and you see like 2 to 3 weeks sales cycles. Why? I believe that's because in those markets, your prospects aren't drawing in the same level of noise. The noise in the UK and Irish markets isn't same as American and Canadian markets. When they see a high authority from a North American company, they don't just opt in, they show up ready to work. And that's interesting because in the US and Canadian market, we do a lot of things. We have sales reps, we have SDRs. Also, we implement AI SDRs to help people to show up in the calls. That's a big problem in the US and Canadian markets. You need to follow up your leads regularly, on a regular basis. And from my perspective, I think this is something important that most people don't talk about. Everyone talks about, hey, you need to call your leads in less than 2 minutes so they can schedule a call. And before the call, you need to call them and they need to show up, right? I agree with most of this, but the conversation is always going around like you need to push your prospect to book a call with you and then show up in the call. And people talk about what your SDR should tell in these conversations or how you set up an AI automation to people show up in your calls. But from my perspective, my question is very simple. We offer a product or a service to solve a specific problem in the market, and we tell people using any advertisement platform, hey, if you have that problem, here is our solution. You can go our landing page, you can go our website. People click, they go to landing page, they see, and in the meantime, we get their information from Meta or TikTok or Google Ads, whatever platform you are using. And then people decide, okay, I don't want to opt in, I don't want to schedule a call. And then we put our SDRs. They call them, hey, let's book a call. Okay, let's book a call. Then we call them again, hey, you have a call today, will you show up? Are you showing up? We are sending SMS, we are sending messages on WhatsApp, right? But my question is still there. If our products or our solution or our service is good enough, people will do everything to book a call with us and to show up in a call. So for me, when I see the lead to call ratios are lower, or the booking rates are lower, or the show up rates are lower, it's a signal to me as a marketer, hey, our message is not strong enough. So for me, instead of fixing the funnel by putting more AI agents or SDRs, I go back to fundamentals. Okay, how can I make this product better? How can I make this service better? How can I make that offer more appealing so people have a big fire in themselves to book a call with my company and exactly show up in that call. And this is what happens in the UK and Irish markets. Because in the American market and the Canadian market, there are a lot of offers there. It looks like people burn out. It looks like the prospects on Meta, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Google, whatever platform you are using, it's not important. You are targeting the same people. They have been facing this type of offers last 15, 16 years, maybe 20 years, right? And I think they are now tired enough. But in the UK and Irish market, there's a whole new story. It's not, people are not tired and they are literally looking for kind of solutions. And that tells you another stuff. When we go to, when I compare the US and Canadian markets with other part of the world, I see that a lot of people in the American and Canadian market, they want to jump in a call with you just to understand what you are doing. They are literally not in the markets. They see that something you offer interesting and they just want to talk about it. And maybe they want to get the idea from you and start the same business. Or they just want to learn what is going on. They just want to catch the trends. That's it. That's it. Most of the people, they are not that open to buy a product. And you can understand this about the numbers. I don't want to discuss the numbers here. There are a lot of information out there. Most of the businesses in America are very, very small businesses. They are generating less than $1 billion and they literally don't have any budgets to buy anything. So that's the reality. Okay, but in UK and Ireland, if they are business owners, they are making money, right? And then we look at another market that most people neglect, Australia and New Zealand. I know that most tech founders in the US are terrified of Australia. They say, Umut, there's a big time difference. It's very hard. I can't run a business while I'm sleeping. And I understand this because I'm based in Europe and most of my clients are in US. Some of my clients are in Middle East and some of my clients are in Korea. So I literally work in 18 hours a day to manage all that time differences. I totally understand it. It's not easy. It's super hard and it's not sustainable in the long term. I'm aware of it. But if you are based in the US and if you want to target Australia and New Zealand, there is a very simple trick, and this is what we have done with our partners. You know what we did? We didn't hire a new SDR just to target or work on New Zealand or Australian market. We didn't implement an AI agent. We didn't build a 24-hour call center. We just added a few slots to the founder's morning calendar. That's it. Normally he was taking calls from 9 a.m. Now he's taking calls from 8 a.m. That's all. The competition in Australia and New Zealand is practically non-existent for North American firms. While everyone is afraid of the clock, we are walking into a blue ocean. The show-up rates in Australia and New Zealand are way higher than anywhere else in the world right now. I think this is relevant to what we have just discussed with the American and Canadian markets. That people's approach, first they tired a lot with all these calls, all these ads, for sure. And second thing is that they don't have enough budgets. Even they say that they have a business, they don't have a huge business and they don't have a budget to make any purchase. And here is a prestige factor that no one talks about. When you are on a call with a prospect in Sydney or London and they realize you're a US based or Canadian based company, your authority triples. That's it. We don't even put it in the ads. We let them discover it on the call. It's an instant trust builder that you simply don't get when you are just another guy from New York calling a guy in Chicago. That brings us to our main topic, the cost of fear. The more you are afraid of the logistics of going global, the more you lose. When you are going to global, the main challenges are the language barriers and the regulations in the market that you are going into. But if you are selling software and if you are selling that your software to another English-speaking countries like UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand, so you don't have any language barrier. Second, you are selling software as a service most of the time, or just delivering software services or digital services. You just deliver it online and there is no bureaucracy there. If you are sitting there waiting 6 months for a US prospect to decide to make a decision to buy your product or service and to pay you, while a UK prospect is ready to sign in 15 days and for half of the cost, you don't have a marketing problem. You have a courage problem. You are not courageous enough to explore new markets. Stop vibrating in the same crowded room. The world is much bigger than your time zone. This is Umut. Thank you for watching Revenue Engine Show, and I will see you in the next episodes.